Hello. Our research group from the University of Cádiz, led by María Lazarich, focuses its research activities on the area of recent prehistory in the south of Spain, specifically in the study of megalithic necropolis and rock painting studies. We present the most recent work on a group of megalithic necropolis under Tumuli, located in plain above the old Lajanda lagoon. In its vicinity, it is also found a group of small shelters with cave paintings of schematic style that seem to have connection with funerary structures. It's been followed a scientific model of contrasting the diachronic symbolic landscape on the basis of an integrated perspective. We have focused on the parameters such as spatial distribution, surrounding areas, iconographic similarities, ideological changes, or relative chronology. The geographical area of the study focuses on Lajanda Lagoon in the south of the province of Cádiz and its surroundings. Lajanda Lagoon, it was one of the most important wetland area in the south of the Iberian Peninsula during prehistory and history, which was gradually drained in the 1960s. According to the studies undertaken on its sedimentary activity during the Holocene after the Flandrian transgression 6,500 pp. The depression of the lagoon was occupied by the sea and it became an internal bay of estuarine nature. This connection with the sea continued until 3,800 pp, when the fluvio-marine sedimentation led to the silting of the depression. The first studios on the current area of research dates back to 1913, when a publication on paintings of the main rock shelter in Tajo de las Figuras was released. Soon after, the area drew attention to other researchers of rock art, such as Hernández Pacheco, Juan Cabré, or Henry Brew, who was also accompanied by Colonel Bernard and Mr. Bucket from the University of Cambridge. The increasing interest of Henry Brew for this area forced him to return once and again to carry out prospection campaigns from 1916 to 1926. During the 1916 campaign, Henry Brew found 10 dolmens on the right bank of the river Selemin, at the bottom of the hill named Tajo de las Figuras, which holds some rock shelters with cave paintings. In the same year, a group of 11 dolmens from the necropolis of the Afiscar were discovered by Brew and Colonel Bernard. The rock art in Cádiz is located in rock shelters, or exceptionally on vertical panels near rock shelters. All of them are small cave-like features found in sandstone with rounded entrance and smooth concave walls. Although taphoni occur in large groups in these mountains, not all the taphoni were painted and used for symbolic activity. This work focuses on the area of Lajanda Lagoon and its surroundings. It's Sierra Momia, a mountain range where the Tajo de las Figuras group of cave paintings and a necropolis called El Celemín are found. Also Sierra Zanona, with 3 rock shelters named Buitre 1, Buitre 2, and Buitre 3, and the Afiscar Purrenque Larraíz necropolis. located at the bottom of the Asiscar mountain range. Moreover, Sierra de la Plata, where the rock shelters Sol 1, Sol 2, and 3 look over Canchorrera Necropolis, and finally the Sierra del Retin, a range that holds the megalithic tombs of Cañorado 1 and Cañorado 2, with a Cueva del Ermitaño cave looking down on them both. Firstly, we'd like to focus on the Tajo de las Figuras necropolis and rock paintings. We acknowledge there is an obvious visual relationship between the megalithic structures in this necropolis, which keeps their visibility as a group. In addition, they are also seen from the rock shelters, whose orientation is shared by the necropolis, as in the case of Cueva Alta cave, Cueva del Arco cave, and the main shelter of Cueva del Tajo. This last one cave arise considerable interest because of the large number of paintings of mammals, birds, and anthropomorphs. The representation of deer, together with anthropomorphs and suns, is a recurring theme in graphic manifestations. The chronology of the paintings cannot be set by absolute method. These paintings are included mainly in schematic art. But in addition, the repertoire shows special features closer to naturalism. It is a unique style that allows the identification of species of animals. In general, these paintings are often interpreted as traces of a fertility cult, but also a message of death. We focus now on the necropolis Selemin Tajo de las Figuras. This necropolis is situated at the bottom of the hill that holds a group of 9 rock shelters with prehistoric paintings. The lower terrace of both banks of the river Selemin were chosen for its location. This river submerged beneath the waters of a reservoir drained into the old Lajanda lagoon. Most of these tombs are a type small medium-sized dolmen gallery, supporting a large flat horizontal stones as a roof, according to what it can be seen on the preserved dolmen. All of them were covered to form a circular tumulus to reinforce perimeter. Flat stones can either be found as contention barrier. This kind of tumulus gives the tombs a monumental structure because of its size, from 15 to 30 meters high, and an outstanding height. The orientation of the communal tombs has been associated with the observation of stars and may also be linked to a point in the landscape which faces the sun or a constellation. The motivation may concern the control of the nature cycle to increase knowledge on the development of strategies for farming. It is even possible to find a dolmen oriented towards a rock shelter with paintings, such as the case of the Tole of Peñarroyo and the Tajo de las Figuras cave paintings. The majority of the megalithic structures are oriented south-southwest, which is not a common occurrence in the Iberian Peninsula, but it seems to be a rule in the province of Cádiz. Now we continue with the necropolis of Canchorrera. Some little shelters with paintings are placed on the mountain range called Sierra de la Plata, which runs parallel to the Atlantic Ocean coasts. Some of them, Sol 1, Sol 2, and Sol 3 caves, have a visual relationship with the Necropolis of Cancer, a group of 8 megalithic tombs, in which the main shelter, Sol 1, in spite of its small size and low number of depiction, only 16 figures, holds one of the few solar markers known in the Iberian Peninsula. The figure of a sun with 12 rays, depicted with an almost perfect circles, stands out among the iconographic repertoire. In 2014, during the Retin solstice, an astronomical observation was carried out by our group, which was supervised by members of the Institute of Astrophysics of the Canary Islands. The result led us to hypothesize that the shelter was a place where ritual associated to natural cycle and the idea of bringing it back to life were carried out. Now we continue with Sierra Zanona, a mountain range where the necropolis of Afiscar Purrenque Larraiz is found. The structures in this necropolis, which was discovered and published by Henry Brew, are formed by caloric tomb-type constructions, as well as 2 corridor tombs with asymmetrical floor. Afterwards, Spanish researchers Cayetano de Mergelina found 4 new structures. One of them was excavated and dated to the Bronze Age. There is a gallery of 4 meters whose cover has not been preserved. On this mountain range, it is found a group of 3 cave paintings, Buitre 1, Buitre 2, and Buitre 3. Finally, Sierra del Retin mountain range and the necropolis Caño Arado. The orientation of Sierra Retin mountain range is northwest-southwest, and it spreads perpendicularly towards the Atlantic coast. Only 6 of the shelters we can see contain rock paintings. 2 of them are El Peñón Shelter and Cueva del Ermitaño Shelter. The first one is a Tefoni on an isolated sandstone rock in the left shore of the stream Arroyo de los Pajares. It contains few paintings, some abstract figures, line, dots, a cross, and a zoomorphic figure. This cave lacks visual connection with the necropolis of Caño Arado. On the other hand, Cueva del Ermitaño cave arise our attention due to the visibility from its mouth, close to 180 degrees, from which it is possible to make out the megalithic structures. Cueva del Ermitaño presents 2 single non-figurative paintings. Caño Arado 1 and Caño Arado 2 are 2 structures in covered gallery oriented northeast, whose orthostates have an overall length of no more than 3 meters and a width of 2 meters. Both tombs have a big flat stone as a roof. To sum up, it has been verified the existence of spatial pattern in which the megalithic tombs are in close connection with the settlement sites, communication routes, as well as catchment areas. In addition, it is seen a clear correlation based on visibility. The megalithic structures become funerary monuments from a social and symbolic interaction. They provide a testimony of a hardest building effort, which was organized and conducted by a centralized power. This is evident in the technical complexity which requires the handling and transferring the material for building, the organization and the provision of work first. In an obvious effort of perpetuity, the material used in the construction and the visibility between the tombs have given them a monumental role which is expanded towards the landscape. These structures were built for being noticed and lasting in time. As a consequence, monumentalizing landscape may imply a territorial legitimation. In addition, the burials are situated in natural environment closely related to the cave painting in an attempt to build and give meaning to the landscape by singling out and make the area sacred. Thank you.